Hi, I'm Giuliotti and I play Admiral Theodore Grayson. I heard about Phoenix through, it was either Performers Call Board or TBS Online, which are two of the more popular audition websites here in Seattle. And casting call went out. I was going to be out for the weekends of the casting call, and I called the magnanimous producers and said that I would love to still audition. Can you take me a separate day? And luckily they did, and luckily I was cast. Once I got involved, what I found out was that it was, like a lot of independent films in Seattle, probably anywhere else, it's a volunteer project. There's going to be a lot more that you'd have to do to pull the rope than just show up and act, and which is fine. That's just the nature of the beast. But for the Phoenix project, I saw how massive in scale it was, and how committed that the producers were to putting out a great product. So, and plus it's Star Trek. I mean, I'm an original series Trekkie, and they were committed to putting on a very, very good production as it has evolved through some stages. And so I think that I wanted to do what I could, not only act, but some of the other things that I've been doing since involved with the project. It's been a pleasure, actually. It's probably now about a year, and coming up in a year and a half, I think it is. Yeah, from the audition time to now. Admiral Grayson is very pragmatic. He's very no-nonsense by the book, but he also understands that there are a lot of dynamics that go into leadership, and he's also very calculating. So he's not above politics. As a matter of fact, I think that's probably, unfortunately, but also in the realm of Star Trek Phoenix, fortunately, 70% maybe of what goes into his decision making. He likes to pull the levers, and he likes to set up his chess pieces, and that's somewhat how we've set up the premise of the Phoenix crew, actually, and what they're doing in this pilot episode. So a good leader, smart, and yeah, he has a couple of skeletons in the closet, but we don't know what that is yet. Yeah, as I mentioned in one of the other questions, for the original series mostly, I think I know that series inside and out. I'm actually somewhat pleased, which is unusual because I'm very old-fashioned when it comes to leaving movies the way they are, and don't change them when you have better access to technology. But they've done some updates to the special effects on the original series and have remastered them. But they've done it with love, and they've done it where they haven't really mucked with the actual original photo play. They've done some special effects enhancements, but it does just that. It just enhances it without violating the original show. As far as the other shows go in the movies, well, those started coming out when I was in my 20s, so I started to be more active socially, so I wasn't home as much. So I didn't get a chance to get entrenched with them like I did the original series when I was a student and studying at night, and anything to not do homework, let's put on Star Trek. It was great. Phoenix is taking its time, but it's taking its time in a measured way, meaning it's not floundering. I always liken it to a piston, a hydraulic piston. It's moving slowly, but it's moving with a lot of force, and it just keeps going. And therefore, there's always a direction for it. Yeah, we might have changed course a little bit over the past year and a half, but it's been done intelligently. So it still has not wavered from the fact that it wants to own quality in the production, whereas some of the other fan productions, I haven't seen all of them, though the one I did see, it's called Star Trek, yes, sorry. Actually, I like the work that they have done, actually, actually, I like it a lot, to be honest with you. And also, they actually do pull back from some of the original series members in some of their episodes. William Wyndon being one of them, Commodore Decker from the Doomsday Machine, and actually did an update of the Doomsday Machine, which was pretty cool. But where just as solid in terms of our production value, and we'll see how it turns out, but I think a little bit more maybe, and that's not to say anything to the other productions. But we're also embarking on a new vision of the Star Trek universe versus, not rehashing, but you know, we're taking on a brand new branch of it, and we're moving forward. So that's the way I look at it anyways. Well, first of all, to wow the Star Trek fan base, and they're all, I think, you know, panting for this, and they're going to love to see it finally. That would be the first goal, I think, that we need to accomplish, and I think we're on track to do that. But secondarily, I'd like to get the attention of all the other local filmmakers here in the Seattle area, because I know that they've been watching us and wanting to see what we turn out as a product. But thirdly, I just want a nice quality piece of work that gets the attention of the Star Trek community at large, and you know, maybe some in the professional ranks to see what we've done. And I know that early on we all talked about wouldn't it be great to put something together that was so well done that maybe it's considered as a pickup for a pilot on the professional scale. And that's a wild you know, vision goal, but you know, who knows. But I think, you know, in order, those three smaller goals is what I hope to see come out of it. And a lot of fun. I mean, it's been a lot of fun so far. And, Leo Roberts has put in a lot of work, and he's no worse for wear, but he's really been great with this whole thing. And I want to see him with a big smile on his face when it finally comes out. Well, you know, like I had mentioned in one of the other questions, I really have been intrigued by how the story of Star Trek Phoenix, the pilot, what it was originally, what it has evolved to. And again, I think part of the success so far and why it's going to be so good when it comes out is that it has responded in sort of a, you know, to the dynamics of the situation. Now we're talking about things that happened in the latest movie that sort of made us correct the course of the pilot. We've had producers come on board, producers leave. We've had main characters come and go, which forced our ability to, you know, drive the original story. But I think what it was, it's like when water finds its own way, you know, through the cracks in the ground and finally gets out the other side. I think that's what it is, and I think it's been for the good. I think it's responded out of necessity, you know, not out of oh, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, grandeur or just being overly ambitious. I think it's just, like I said, it's had that vision, and the vision has responsibly corrected itself as necessary through the last couple of years. So that's really impressed me about the whole production. And plus two, it has attracted a lot of, I've been in the Seattle film industry now for, you know, the film industry, this secondary market that we call it, this independent industry that we're in Seattle. I've been involved with it for about 4 years now. I've also done theater here, and we've picked up the best of the best from different areas, you know, whether it be from the stage, whether it be from film, the crews that are in the area, the equipment that we're using, and also not settled for less. We could have CGI'd a lot of stuff that I think people might be surprised to see. We've actually built actual sets, and again, you know, it took a little bit more time to do that, but you know, there was patience involved. And so yeah, all that put together, I think, is something that I'm happy to be a part of, and still being a part of, actually. And that's, I'll end that statement by saying that's why once they did the shooting of some of my scenes, it was good to be involved in other aspects of the project. I, you know, helped organize one of the parties for the vignettes that we did separately from the pilot, and that was a lot of fun. Got to know a little bit more about the project and who the players were and stuff, and yeah, it was great. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out the other side.